Nijima and Takai are very happy for Mai and her new job. They both congratulate her and give her a small cake. It seems that at her new company, she will be teaching clients how to use the computer. She has already been assigned a new client for Friday, which means that she will be home late that day. Hearing this, Nijima feels that it is a shame, as he had planned to go see the fireworks. This brings back memories for Takai. As the last time they went as a family, a young Mai did not want to go home after the event ended. Mai blushes slightly and asks her parents why they are not going alone. However, Takai's family will be home, so they will not be able to go. At that moment, Mai remembers that the reason she did not want to leave back then was because she did not want that beautiful moment to end. That day, at Nijima's workplace, he was chatting with Maria and noticed that coincidentally, she was also going to see the fireworks with a friend. Nijima mentions that he had planned to go as well but couldn't because his daughter has a work trip. He explains that his daughter wants to work in a customer-facing position, and since she's his only daughter, he's very proud of her. Maria replies that she must be an amazing girl, to which Nijima replies that she takes after her mother. Meanwhile, Mai meets her new client. She will be in charge of interacting with the clients and handling updates, as they will be in charge of managing the website. The client's father calls his son, Renji, to learn how to manage the website, so they will teach him how to do it. However, Renji doesn't seem too enthusiastic since it's his day off, but he eventually agrees, even though he thinks it's all a hassle. Thus, Mai and Renji are left alone. Although this situation makes Mai feel quite uncomfortable, she does her best to do her job. Later, Mai mentions that she feels exhausted because working with that boy was very tiring. He was quite abrupt, and she found him a bit intimidating. She's not even sure if she learned properly, as she never asked him anything about the subject. Mai knows that he still has a hard time connecting with people. On the other hand, Takai was doing her homework, thinking that maybe as an elementary school student, she should answer some questions incorrectly. At that moment, she receives a call from Mai, who just wanted to hear her mother's voice. Mai tells him that she still finds it difficult to connect with people. Takai tries to calm her anxiety, telling her that not everything goes perfectly on the first try, and that maybe she should follow protocol less and be more herself. Maybe then, she would understand others better. At that moment, Takai suggests that they go see the fireworks, since it seems that they will be able to go after all. Mai asks about her father and wonders if he will be invited as well, but Takai mentions that it is a weekday and he might be busy. Meanwhile, Nijima looks at his watch and says that he could make a small detour. Just then, Moria, who was walking by with her friend, bumps into Nijima. It turns out that he is also going to see the fireworks. Moria's friend, seeing him, realizes that this is the man Moria had been talking about and introduces himself as Kikuchi. Without hesitation, she invites him to join them. Once at the venue, Nijima sets up his spot to watch the show, while the two friends decide to go grab something to eat. Left alone, Moria asks Kikuchi why he invited Nijima. Kikuchi quickly explains that he's happy that Moria can finally talk to a man, as he's been avoiding them since high school. When Moria told her that he was getting along with a co-worker, Kikuchi wanted to see for herself what kind of man he was. Now that she's met him, she thinks he's a little old for Moria, but he seems nice. Moria quickly clarifies that Nijima is just a friend and rushes back to him. Meanwhile, Nijima is wondering where Mariah and her friend are when he unexpectedly runs into Takai. She tells him that Mai will be arriving soon as well. Nijima explains that his original plan was to come alone, but he ran into someone from work on the way. Still, the fact that Takai is there too must be fate, especially considering that she was reborn. This infuriates Takai, and she tells him not to talk about it in public as she nudges him. Just then, the first burst of light echoes across the sky. They are both in awe as they can finally watch the fireworks as a family again, remembering the promise they made that time. As Takai holds Nijima's hand, he looks over and sees the adult form of his wife, holding his hand and apologizing. At that moment, Maria arrives, and seeing Takai, asks who she is. Nijima, about to say that she is his wife, is stopped by a stomp from Takai, who quickly asks Moria if she is friends with his uncle Nijima. Takai then thanks Moria for being kind to his uncle and introduces himself to Marika Shiraishi. Moria also introduces herself, mentioning that Nijima has also been very kind to her. Nijima adds that Moria was the one who made her lunch that time. Takai, wondering if this young girl might be in love with Nijima despite being so young, notices that Moria doesn't seem bothered at all and even offers her some yakisoba. Furthermore, Takai notes how polite Moriya is and how excellent her manners are. He thinks that if she were a man, she would go crazy for her. He considers it very lucky that someone like Moriya is interested in Nijima. Although he finds it hard to admit since she is his wife, he quickly excuses himself to go find Mai, leaving them alone. Moriya, noticing that they are alone, tells Nijima that he seems to get along well with his niece. Jokingly, Nijima replies that they have been together for 30 years, which makes Moriya laugh when he tells him that he didn't realize he was such a joker. While Takai searches for Mai, Moriya decides to stand up to make room for Nijima's daughter. However, at that moment, she slips on a soda can and falls to the ground. Nijima immediately tries to catch her, but just as he does, Mai arrives and sees the scene, her father hugging another woman. Takai quickly arrives and tries to calm the situation, explaining that Uncle Nijima ran into a friend from work and that they are all here now. However, it is too much for Mai, who apologizes and leaves the scene. Takai follows her, both of them heading home. Moriya, seeing what happened, feels terrible and asks Nijima to apologize to his daughter on his behalf. At home, Nijima tries to talk to Mai, who asks him what kind of relationship he has with that woman. Nijima explains that they recently became friends at work and occasionally have lunch together. Mai stands up from the table, upset, unable to believe that her father could be friends with someone so young, thinking it's inappropriate. Nijima doesn't understand why Mai is so bothered. Takai, on the other hand, sympathizes with her daughter, pointing out that after being apart for 10 years, now that the family is back together, Mai is very happy and is having a hard time accepting the presence of a stranger. Realizing what's going on, Nijima feels terrible and explains that he was just trying to catch Moriya when she fell. Takai tells him that now that Mai is back with them, she feels like she's 10 years old again, and as her mother, she plans to talk to her. On a more serious note, Takai tells Nijima that when he left, they were both stuck in time. That's why she wanted him to be there for Mai, to accept and understand her pain. If he had done that, maybe he would have been open to new relationships. However, she apologizes, acknowledging that she was the one who left and that maybe she shouldn't be lecturing. Mai tells her mother that she may have been too harsh on her father, but also expresses her concern for this woman, as she is very beautiful and Mai is afraid that her father might fall in love with her. Takai replies that in the eyes of society, her father is single, so there's nothing wrong with that. She reveals that when she decided to reunite with her father, she was prepared to accept if he remarried. Therefore, in her new life as a child, she can't live with them, and there's nothing wrong with starting over with someone else. Precisely because she cares, she doesn't want her father to be alone because of her. She wants him to be happy. Although Mai still doesn't fully accept him, she admits that it's a miracle that he's there with them, and she doesn't want to lose that again. What she really wants is for the three of them to be a family again, like before. At that moment, Nijima, who had been listening from behind the door, calls out to them. He has made a small makeshift marriage certificate and tells them that in the eyes of the world, they may be strangers, but with this piece of paper, at least between them, it will be clear that they are still a family. Although they know this deep in their hearts, he believes it is necessary to put it in writing to avoid any doubt. Nijima apologizes to Mai, saying that after their mother left, he was never there for her as a father. He tells her that if he had shared the burden with her, in time, Mai could have returned to being the cheerful girl she once was. Finally, Nijima confesses to Takai that during those 10 years, many people suggested that he remarry, but he never wanted to do it because it's not easy to replace someone. He reveals to her that his feelings for her haven't changed during all this time and probably never will. Thus, the three of them sign the certificate, marking that they are still a family. Afterwards, Takai heads home, feeling very happy. Mai expressed her feelings, and Keisuke took a big step forward. Still, Takai reflects on what he said about accepting if Nijima remarried. The truth is, she still loves him. If you've reached this point in the video, don't forget to leave the word exquisito in the comments. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.